Cool. All right, we're all good. Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Let's do this. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens to the paranormal in our pursuit of the mysteries of the unexplained. Welcome on in, and a happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're all doing well. It's it's one of those days. I tell you what, when I say one of those days, we're going to move away from ufology. I'll say that slightly. Okay, I want to talk about it just slightly, but today really interesting because it's because of you, Rotary, my old pal. Yeah, well, you actually posted something on X, which my jaw was on the floor, mate. Same with you. My mind was blown when that book was. I haven't even heard of it, which we'll get to. Though I'm not going to spoil anything yet, but today is going to be quite relevant to what's happening in the world. My God, is it? But no, Rotary, thank you so much, brother, for posting that because I had no idea. No idea about this book. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Rotary. Let's go through chat. Ray Clay 2, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Corbell's Cat, nice to see you. Trinity Mac, awesome. I was nice to see you. My jaw is sore. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's not what you think. In that right, Moody. How's it going, man? Sheep Pop, nice to see you. Mark Jeffrey, nice to see you too, man. Space Cow. Sophia, how's it going, Sophia? And Nathan from the Quadrant Show. Fantastic. Yeah, mate, honestly, mate. It's not a massive deep dive today, guys. So if you're new to the channel, it's like an hour and a half, hour 20 minutes, because me and Mrs. want to have a shower together. That's what she said. She said we have to have a shower together today. I'm like, all right, fine. We'll just do like an hour and a half show. So yeah, a bit of a short one, but I'll jam pack as much as I can right in your faces. So yeah, I must say thank you to all the people that gave donations, super chats is what people will call it on YouTube. Hey Bob Lazar, how's it going, man? And Dan Peters, nice to see you too. Nice to see you. Yeah, it was good because it helped pay for my tooth removal, which I had yesterday. I'm going to say this now. I have two tooth removed. That one actually yesterday was rotted. Okay, but no problems. Absolutely no problems at all. I mean, in fact, the worst thing is the injection. And she put it in, and she goes, "Right, Nick, I'm just going to pull it just a bit above your gums." I felt that thing going, but honestly, it didn't really hurt. And I was there for about 6 minutes, and it's like, right, done. I was like, oh, really? Is that it? That's bloody done. That's great. So it feels like I've been punched in the mouth. Is if anybody had like a wisdom tooth or it wasn't wisdom, it was a molar, mate. It was a molar that was extremely degraded, and yeah, mate, it was causing me bad breath. It was fucking bad. It was weird. I was chewing gum in boot camp. I was like, oh fuck. And you know when you feel like half a tooth is missing? And it's been like that since last year. And I was like, this thing's got to go. But she showed me the tooth. I was like, oh, fucking get out of my face. It was awful, but it's out. Thank God for that. But honestly, it does not hurt. it's just a bit uncomfortable. A lot of pushing and pulling, a bit of cracking and all that. I mean, my molar, that was that was a wisdom, that one I had there. So I had 2 teeth removed, and I can clearly say, don't be pussy like I was, because you're gonna be absolutely fine. Trust me. It's amazing what medicine and science. Yes, I know a lot of people don't believe in science, but what it can do to these days, especially with medical appliances to get your tooth out, don't know. Even the injection as well. So that's enough of me rambling. But no, thank you so much for the donations, because that did help. Do you know how much it costs? I'll tell you now, 209 quid to take a tooth out. Passive. Right, I should have never done it like after like Christmas. It's like the worst bloody time. No one's got any bloody money. It's no, it's like, but anyway, it's out, it's all good. I shouldn't have any problems. Touch my weed box for good luck. But today, all right, just a news update. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Daily Conspiracy podcast with Lee and Ollie. And we're going to be talking about what we've been talking about today. Obviously, the book on predictions and all that. It's immensely fascinating. It really is. So that should be out on Thursday morning for you guys. All right. So just go over something, because I found something. Right. Check this out. Just quickly, a bit of UFO news. This book here called The Flying Saucer Story, which came out in the 1968, I believe. And I talked about this on one of my videos that I uploaded, and it's to do with that photograph right here. And this was taken by Mr. Fogel, Officer Fogel, on SS Ramsey in 1957. And he shot this flying saucer. Sorry, he photographed this flying saucer in the sky. Now, as I read through this, it actually turns out that this is a fake photograph. I should have got the photograph here, but basically that is it. And I actually put it in Grok to say whether or not this photograph that I'll tell you what, I'll clarify it on Friday's show, because this is not doing any justice. This photograph right here, flying saucer with 3 legs on it. And it turned out that, yes, he actually came forward. This is Officer T. Fogel that came forward and said that these photographs were a hoax. Bastard. I did a whole video on it, mate. When I say video, about 50 minutes on it. Thought it was real, but nope, turns out it's actually faked. But actually, it actually stresses in this photograph, in this paragraph right here, it says, finally, after nearly 10 years, have we got this on screen? Yeah, you can say it. Yeah. So yeah, finally after, oh, by the way, I haven't smoked that much, because they said you can't smoke for the next 48 hours. So I should be a good read in terms. Thank God for that. Finally, after nearly 10 years on Mr. Fogel's own emission, slow down, Nick, the picture are now recognized as fakes. All goes to show that how, this is really, really important. Check this out. All this goes to show how very carefully, sorry, I say that again. This goes to show how very careful we must be in evaluating flying saucer photographs. Mate, I haven't smoked anything, and I'm still screwing my words up. So yeah, in terms of, we need to be very careful what photographs we're actually seeing online. And honestly, I've got a backtrack record of, I can honestly say without any proof that probably 90% of photographs in my inventory, especially these photographs you can see in those 2 books down there, you can't really see, a lot of fakery in there, I have to admit. But it's fun nevertheless. So yeah, that is it. I'm not going to judge too much on that. I'll bring the photographs, the original photograph. I should have done that before the show. But yeah, fake photographs. What do you expect? Welcome to ufology. So today we're going to talk about a very interesting subject. Let's bring up the video. Oh, actually, no, let's bring up the PDF file, which kind of sounds like pedophile when I say it. Let's bring this up. So Rotary brought up on X in regards of this book right here called The Sovereign Individual that was published, I should say, in 1997. Now, this is almost like a precursor to what we're actually seeing now in 2025. And I must stress, this was by James Dell Davidson and Lord William Rees-Mogg, I believe. And it lays out pretty much, now this is 500 pages, okay? I haven't read all the way through it. So I've just got key points of scenarios that pretty much happened in the past 5 years. Well, more than that, but primarily the past 5 years. And I'll tell you what, I'll put this in chat right now, that PDF file, because it's actually worth reading. Because today there is a lot of information in this book that it's almost like, I would say, predictive programming. They're telling you what the scenarios are going to be, the stages of events. what is to come. And you could say with like there's the Simpsons, for instance, like that, where they've almost predicted, in some cases, quite accurate, the future events. That's one thing I should have brought up today, really. But I don't really want to focus on the Simpsons too much because I know for the fact I'm going to get copyrighted if I showed any material from that. But this book here, The Sovereign Individual from 1997, that's 31 years ago, I believe, over 30 years ago. Predicts a lot. We'll go for it. Let's just go for it, okay? Because I do have a video of this. So, guys, go check it out if you want to. The Sovereign Individual. It's 500 pages long. So I've only found out about it yesterday, and then Ollie rang me up because I sent it to Ollie. He says, "Mate, you probably want to talk about this." It was like, "Shit, mate, this is fucking unbelievable." I'm like, "Yeah, mate, yeah, mate." You know what I mean? So let's bring up a video because a guy is going to go through this stages by stages, and we'll stop and pause and see what he's actually saying and whether or not it's actually coming to fruition today in 2026. And trust me, there's a lot of things he's going to say in here that is quite on point. Okay, I shall put this in chat as I speak, so you can go. Hold on, was it? Yeah, that one. Paste. Right, that is. Yeah, amongst other things, Dan. We'll get to it, but especially AI and stuff like that. There are some things that it's been quite obvious. For instance, like AI, which I'm going to bring up a video in a minute. AI is, I reckon that they've had that. Well, the military, the government, the secret agenda, what you want to call it, they've had that for a long period of time. Where it predates what we've had today. You know, I think what we've seen is just the corporate stages. I mean, when I say corporate, I mean I'm talking about these businesses, small little businesses. Obviously, you know now that big corporate companies like Amazon and stuff like that start to use incorporation of AI into their companies. But I think the militaries, I reckon NASA has been using AI for the fake moon landing photographs. I guarantee it. We're talking about way back. Every time they bring out new ones, for instance, I can remember like the 90s and the 80s as well. And there's something about the moon landing photographs that just look a bit odd. It looks a bit, now we would consider that as a bit too AI-y. Do you know what I mean? It's just got that certain look. I think it's actually probably worth going into that, especially the NASA moon landing. So I reckon this technology is decades old. It's just, I reckon they're just very careful and collective of what the public are going to be doing with it, because now we have easy access. I mean, look, I could take Freddie Mercury's voice myself and make a new song out of it. You know, there's one point I want to talk about AI music as well, because I'm getting suckered into that as well. And it's fooling me. It's even fooled my missus, and she fucking hates AI stuff, anything related to AI. So I think it's has to come anyway. But nevertheless, let's bring up this video and let's see whether or not anything this guy says, I forgot his name, has come true. Yeah, I heard about that, mate. Did you see the promotion video? I was like, oh, fuck it, I should see it. But I tell you what, if they want to debunk the moon landing, to say that they actually went to the moon, film it, the whole live stream, Earth all the way through orbit to the moon. I want to see the fucking thing land, them get out, all one clear shot. That will prove that they've been to the moon, isn't it? When you look at it. But would they do that? Probably not. Have you seen that video I found on WikiLeaks, the moon landing filmed in Nevada desert? Yeah, I have seen that. I'm a bit iffy on that one, mate. I see what you mean. The mountains in the background where the guy is standing in that apparently the alleged shot, and it looks pretty much spot on, I have to admit. But yeah, I tell you what, if I remember, I'll bring that up. Right, Stanley Kubrick. Right. Okay, we started watching. I'm not going to dwell too much on it. 2001 Space Odyssey. And me and the missus like, what the fuck is this? Like, literally, what is going on? Just a bunch of monkeys throwing stuff about. But then after 15 minutes, my missus got bored. She says, can we turn it off and watch something to do with Hitler? I'm like, okay, that's a bit odd. So yeah, we've been watching about World War II documentary on Amazon, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I'll watch that on my own. But honestly, I was so confused. 2001 Space Odyssey. But I have to admit, the production line, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm rambling too much. I don't know, mate. I'm 50-50. I have done a whole episode with Hidden on the moon landings, and he believes we went to the moon. And I'm like, I'm 50-50, but do I believe in NASA? No. Never a straight answer. Or what George Carlin would say, NASSholes. Brilliant. But anyway, let's play this video and let's have a little listen to what he has to say, because This will blow your dick off. Check this out.
If this was, I'm going to use this word predicted for lack of a better word. This is not prophecy, but prediction. If this was predicted 27 years ago, somebody knew something.
Yeah, okay. That's a very, very good point. When it comes to predictive programming, someone must have known something to get what this guy is about to say right. Okay, so it's almost like the planning stages. Like the pandemic was obviously planned. The global elites were obviously in a big meeting together. I said, right, this is a scenario. We're gonna test the public and see what they react to. And obviously, you get what happened in the past 5 years. But I would say someone knew what was going on. I would have to admit on that one.
List. This is an abbreviated list. I could have made it much longer. You know I can. I didn't.
Oh, no, mate, I haven't.
Okay,
no,
you ready for the list?
No.
Fast mutating viral disease pandemics.
Ooh, 1997. Okay. You could say, well, bird flu. You could say, what's that mad cow disease that happened like year 2002, I remember. Just throwing it out there. Okay. But there have been a number of scenarios before COVID, bird flu and swine flu, which swine flu happened in the 1970s as well. Okay.
Genetically developed vaccines.
Oh, snap.
Smart IDs. 1997! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream, but just make sure none of you are nodding off, because the eyes get heavy.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I tell you what, Moody, you do make a good point on that one. Yeah, you don't really want to see the astronauts die because they can't really get these astronauts out of orbit. So yeah, you make a good point there, buddy. Yeah.
DNA database tracking. DNA chips. Get this one.
How's it going, mate?
1997. Gene-based pharmaceuticals.
Wow. Tick off the list.
Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process. How about this one? You ready for it? Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI? Apparently they had.
Who's they, though?
How about this one? Robots for doing genome sequencing. And then this one blew me away. Using recombinant DNA for making spike proteins.
Ooh.
1997? World War III, of course. Nuclear devices causing widespread contamination. Nanotech devices. This stuff was never even heard of. Digital currency. And last but certainly not least, vaccination programs. I'm sorry, I got to chuckle because if I don't, I'll cry. Vaccination programs run by organizations like the World Health Organization for a global killer that has yet to emerge. Wow. First printing, February 1997.
There we go, folks. Well, let's just go back. Go away. Let's just go back and let's stop to the key points of what he's saying. Dan, yeah, I would agree with that, mate, because David Icke has been saying probably like 20% of what he's been saying there, probably even more than that, back in the early 90s. And I would say, especially like digital IDs, they were called something else back then in the day. Microchips. I think microchips now is a dead entity. I think, like I said, when he mentioned about you can what do you say? Something about DNA. You can actually track your DNA, but basically not through blood tests, but through Wi-Fi signals and stuff like that. This is how advanced we're talking about now It's like a dystopian nightmare. It's almost like an episode of Black Mirror. Do you know what I mean? We're in that sort of stage now in terms of technology and where we're seeing things progress ahead. Because, mate, fucking things are crazy, isn't it? Like, now you look at it, I mean, especially where people are actually woken up. I can't stand that woken up, you know. It's just you're aware of what's going on in the world. You do see this ramp up, especially after COVID, the pandemic. There was obviously failed miserably, but that still you had that psychological effect that it had on people. But going back to what you're saying there, Dan, yeah, I think a lot like digital IDs, cashless society, which he does mention, that was pretty much easy predictable, isn't it? But in terms of AI, I think that the powers that be had that technology way advanced decades ago. And I'm talking about decades ago. I think what we see in here, it's just like the tip of the iceberg. Okay, like I said, I reckon NASA had this technology. So yeah, I would agree with that one, Dan, 100%. Right, let's just go through quickly. Not quickly, but we'll pause it to individual bits, he says.
If this was, I'm going to use this word predicted for lack of a better word. This is not prophecy, but prediction. If this was predicted 27 years ago,
May is a plan. They obviously the powers that be. Let's focus on like especially like the pandemic, COVID sort of time. But that wasn't just like jumped up like that. That was easily planned. And I remember a woman actually saying in February of 2019, I think Alex Jones showed it on his show, saying that the fact that there will be a pandemic worldwide and it's going to affect everybody, which it did. So they knew what was going on. They knew.
Somebody knew something. Okay, here's the list. This is an abbreviated list. I could have made it much longer. You know I can.
Oh, this is a book written in 1997, obviously. This is what happened in between 2020 and 2025. Okay.
I didn't.
It's actually right there on the screen, Nick, you dumbass. Jesus Christ.
Okay, you ready for the list?
Let's go for it.
Fast mutating viral disease pandemics.
Okay, right. First things first. I know people are very divided in terms of was COVID a real thing. I'm not here to get into a debate on it. I thought I had it because I took the test, but the test was going positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative. So I could tell tail ends of what was going on with that. I would have to admit I've never had the flu before until that pandemic thing, and yeah, I have to admit it did wipe me off my ass for about a couple of weeks. But it could have been just the flu. This is it. Is the flu pissed off for 2 years? No, actually 5 years. You remember that? It was like thousands of people, especially the elderly, died of the flu. That went away, and everyone just died of COVID all of a sudden. It's just like, whoa, wait a minute. What's flu? What about natural immunity? Oh, no. You must get your booster and all that. I've never taken a vaccine. Thank God for that. That's one thing I'm proud of myself. It's not compliant to what I've actually been saying. Being bullied into submission to take the vaccine and add a booster and add a COVID vaccination. So right there, buddy. You know what I mean? That's right there, government. Fuck the establishment. No, but I saw the tactics they were using. It's the same for climate change. Same tactics: fear, panic, bully, gaslight the public, and eventually people moved. Well, they sort of saw that after a while when you say it out loud and all that. But in terms, what was I going with that? What did you say about pandemics? And like, yeah, in terms of whether or not you think it was real or not, I probably think it was. Oh man, I don't know with this one. Whether or not I think the pandemic is real, guys. Do you think it was real or not? In terms of what happened, I mean, I know people that were working in hospitals saying that the hospitals were empty. Some of them say that no, the hospitals were filled up with people. Oh, mate, flood of zone of hey, Chilston, nice to see you, man. Yes, propaganda at its best. I haven't seen propaganda on that since 9/11, weapons of mass destruction. Remember that buzzword? It's a bit like safe and effective, isn't it? Just like had no meaning whatsoever. No, yeah, I don't know, mate. My brain hasn't fully gone through COVID and the whole scenario that happened that 5 years because it's extremely divided. But there was a push. We'll get to the vaccine part in a minute. For the vaccine, we'll save that until he gets into it. Do you know what, Ray Clay? I at the time when the pandemic hit, I was working self-employed as a gardener. I had so much work during COVID, and I remember I saw this woman who was a conspiracy theorist, who was a bit too extreme, and even she said, when the pandemic hit is when they turned on the 5G masks. And I know for a fact, because I have seen the video from an official from the Pentagon saying that the hertz that give off, I'm not talking about 5G because I know the hertz of 5G. I can't remember the technical terms of what it kind of basically affect your brain. It can change your mood. Not only that, it can cause flu-like symptoms. You know, when conspiracy theories put the dots together, but that is just like they turned everything on at that time period, which was a bit odd. Or was that just me on that one? But I know, I swear to God, that was true. And I know for a fact, I mean, now people say, God, do you feel like drained down and kind of feel low? Everyone feels the same, isn't it? You know, like I said, there's something in the air. There's something going on. There's something that we're all feeling the same thing of this unsteadiness. I like talking about this stuff. It's nice to step away from UFOs and talk about this sort of stuff a little bit. But yeah, okay. So whether or not you think it's real or not, global pandemics. So that's tick off the list.
Genetically developed vaccines.
Well, that obviously came after COVID. So if we apply what he's saying here to do with the COVID scenario, I think it's pretty much on the money with that. They came out with that vaccine so flipping quick. I was like, surely it takes years, like 5 years at least, to get the vaccine. I think vaguely about 3 years, I think maybe, to get the vaccine studied, tested, which it wasn't tested. I'm saying things that should be said on YouTube, but fuck it, we'll do it anyway. Basically, it wasn't tested, but still put out to the public. And it depends on the different batches of the vaccines that were distributed to the people. I think some of them were bad batches where people were having blood clots because, yes, it's been proven that people have died from this. Again, I'll be steady what I say, but fuck it, we're Tuesday. I say it really quietly. Maybe YouTube won't hear. But yeah, genetically modified vaccines. They came out that so flipping quickly. They said, oh, but it's spike protein and all that. It says, nevertheless, it needs a whole trial run. So I think it was all pretty much predicted beforehand, or planned out, I should say, a couple of years in advance, I would say, in terms of that vaccine. So they're probably working on it back then.
Smart IDs.
Right, smart IDs. This is the digital ID scenario that's happening. In fact, the British government has actually rejected now because Keir Starmer, yes, I said that right. He faced such a backlash because of it. I think they put it on either on hold or scrapped it. And this is the digital ID scenario. That was predicted by David Icke back in the 90s. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember that. I got to go back to my David Icke books and all that. I've got a number of them here. I try not to put my 5G on my phone if I can help it, because it's a bit like vaping. It's never been tested long period. It's like you just don't know the scenario, what's going to happen behind it. It's a bit like the fat weight losing jab, that was it called MPEC or something like that, something stupid that fat people use, you know, because they're too lazy to actually diet and do exercise. No, I'm not apologize for that. It's such a lazy way of doing things, you know. But again, that vaccine that they're taking, that jab to make them lose weight, they clear example of that. I mean, just look at Kelly Osbourne, for Christ's sake. Look at the flipping zombie. It's like you're using something that you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years' time. And you're going to see the implications of that within time, especially lawsuits. Yeah, what's I going with that? I don't know. I'm rambling on this one. Okay, so genetically modified vaccines. Tick. That's one off the list.
1997! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
So let's just go for chat for a minute. Nick, did you see the writer of the book, William Rees-Mogg, the British? Okay, yeah, I remember that. He was part of the Times newspaper. Yeah. No, I've got the book, mate. I had the PDF file here. I haven't actually had the book. I only found about this book a couple of days ago. Oh, I see what you're saying. British. Okay, so he's a British newspaper journalist, editor of the Times. Yeah, I got that. Oh, American private investor and investment writer. Huh. I see what you're saying there. Yeah. So they almost like had the inside scoop and then wrote a book on it because it's very on the mark, isn't it? Really. But again, going back to what Dan was saying, is like it's pretty much they knew what was going to happen ahead of time because like people, David Icke has been saying it for, probably 10 years before that. Yeah. Let's have a little look. So we'll go here. Okay, let's just crack on with that.
But just make sure none of you are nodding off, because the eyes get heavy.
Otherwise, don't trust him, Moody.
DNA database tracking.
Yeah, this is it. With tracking now, I reckon they can most probably track you through your blood, especially a certain jibby jabber that everyone had. They could probably track that through the nanotechnology, amongst other things. Especially nanotechnology these days, it can be used for a multitude of things, really. But DNA tracking, I reckon now that takes over the microchip. You don't need a microchip in you. Probably don't even need it in your phone. It could be the air we breathe, something that's actually in the blood to actually track where you are. I think we're on that stage now. There is a person, a bit of a controversial person called Mark Steele, who dealt with 5G masks and what the technology behind that. And I think he said something to do with the light or the certain frequencies, because everything you got to think that these lampposts are all smart. That word smart city. It's pretty much where it is in Bristol. It's turning everything, lampposts, amongst anything digital devices, even like I said, even lampposts as well, as pretty much smart devices. Everything is linked together through 5G. And if you're breathing in these nanoparticles, wherever it's from, or if it's inserted into you through by whatever means, I reckon that can probably even track you. Like I said, smart city is not just the lamppost, the trees, it's also the people as well. I think it's very, very interesting. I think we're at that stage now. I might be wrong.
DNA chips.
Yeah, DNA chips. I think chips now would be so microscopic. It'd be so small. I think remember the RFD chips back in 2008? They used to be like little tablet size. I reckon that's gone now. I reckon that's such old technology. I reckon.
Get this one. 1997, gene-based pharmaceuticals.
What does that mean? Hold on. Let me just put that into Google. Gene-based Gene-based, is that genetically engineered? A gene-based pharmacy involves the use of genetic information to tailor individual healthcare approaches. Pharmacists play a crucial role in the field of leveraging and experiencing in medicine scientific training oh my god, neck, intercept genome data. Okay, maybe I got that bit wrong then. Okay, I'm not too sure what that means, Puff Elk. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Oh god, I think I spelled it wrong in Google. But yeah, how's it going, Puff Elk? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday to you. Yeah, genome-based pharmaceuticals. They could track you by Destiny. Like if you had a special ring on it. Okay, ways in Destiny. I'm tracking by satellite. Okay, by satellite. I thought it'd be like 5G or something like that. Tracking tourists. Oh, sorry, tracking terrorists, etc. With these techniques, apparently. Okay. I haven't personally seen that technology, but I would have thought most probably satellite. I mean, smart cities in general, it's all to do with 5G, but it's all connected together. But is that through a satellite? Is it through a company itself? I don't know, man. But that one went right over my head. That did.
Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process. How about this?
Go back to that one.
How about this one? Says transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process.
Transmitting diseases. Go back again one more time.
Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process.
Not too sure what it means on that one. Help me out here, chat. Am I losing something?
How about this one? You ready for it? Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI?
Well, probably the people that wrote the book most probably did, like Moody was saying. Oh, by airborne. Right, okay, I gotcha. What did you just say? I forgot what you just said then. To go back.
Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI?
Well, I think AI was called something different back then. We're used to the term AI now because it's easily publicly available. We're sort of used to that term. What would be the term back then, guys, before AI? I can't think of the bloody word. What would we call the AI back then? Because, like I said, it's probably new to Tom, Dick, and Harry, but I reckon, like I said, they've had this technology a long time. Long time. Terminator. I don't know. There was a term for AI. I know it was mentioned in the movie AI. Wasn't there a movie called AI by Steven Spielberg? I remember watching that in the cinema. AI film. Let's have a look. Yeah, AI, artificial intelligence. That came out in 2001. And that was directed by Steven Spielberg. I remember watching that in the cinema. God, 2001. Bloody hell. Yeah, so, okay, AI was a term obviously coined back in 2001, but I'm pretty sure predates that a long time ago. Supercomputer, yeah, something like that. Something like that, mate, I would say, yeah.
Apparently they
But going back to that term, I reckon AI it's just widely termed these days, but it's been going back for decades, mate.
How about this one? Robots for doing genome sequencing.
Well, that's obviously in that jibby jab. I've got to be really careful. I think I said too much today in terms of a pandemic and COVID. What was in the jibby jabbers? Those nanotechnologies, the nano robots, which I have seen videos on reconstruction the actual DNA structure of the human body, which is saying a lot, isn't it? So again, tick off the list. Dare I say more?
And then this one blew me away. Using recombinant DNA for making spike proteins.
Well, dare I say more? That was obviously the jibby jabber that we had. Well, the people had, would say. Yeah, that was the main case for curing. It didn't cure anything. Bullshit. It was to help you by changing the spike protein in the body, which I'm not a scientist. I don't know these things, but at the same time, it's literally changing your DNA structure. This is the problem. This is what we're dealing with here. I don't think people understand the concept of what these jibby jabbers actually did to people. Look, whether or not it's obviously, yes, it has done a lot of damage to people. I understand that. Death as well. But my nan, she's going to be 90 in February. And God knows how many COVID vaccinations she had. She's actually so many, but she's still there. You know what I mean? So it probably affects different people, you know. It's a tricky one, man, because everyone works differently. You know what I mean?
1997? World War III, of course.
I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly don't think World War III is going to happen. I think we've gone past. I mean, look, take this scenario, for instance. Me and the missus, we've been watching a 6-part series on the Nuremberg trial. It's on Netflix, and it's called Nazis on Trial, or something like that. It came out recently, and it's about 6 hours long, hour episode each, and it goes through Hitler, his upbringing. It skips a lot of stuff out, I have to admit, but it talks about the Nuremberg trial. But it shows you the war at its peak, basically. I don't think that's going to happen again. I know history repeats itself, and we are seeing that now, but I don't think it's going to get to that stage. Nostradamus talked about, it probably wasn't him, it was probably somebody else talking about nuclear bombs being dropped, and the next World War IV, would be using sticks and stones or rocks or something like that. I can't remember the quote from that. But I know it feels like something's brewing, guys, but I just don't think we're going to get into that stage as such, even though it's sort of getting ramped out by the mainstream media, and we should be very, very careful what they're pushing out, because I think we are in it, World War III. Do you know what I was thinking about that, actually, Moody? They just don't coin the term. It's a bit like recession. It's like, oh, we're not in a recession. It's like, no, we fucking clearly is. The definition of it. But our perception of World War is what happened in World War I, World War II, and the death toll was in the millions. In one aspect, Moody, I would agree with you, but I think World War III will look a bit different to the past world wars that we've had. Yes, we have dictators and all that, but nothing in the true sense of what Hitler did in the Third Reich. It was actually quite impressive, really, when you look at it. Even Nikki said that. I was like, oh, bloody hell, you did that? Like, she had no idea about Hitler in the Third Reich. And we watched that 6-hour series. She was like, oh, do you know, that's quite interesting, actually. You know, but again, it's given one side of the story a little bit. I was like, yeah, but what about Operation Paperclip, babe? And they actually, fair dues, they did mention Operation Paperclip. But yeah. So I'm rambling on this episode. I'm sorry. It's live stream, sorry.
Nuclear devices causing widespread contamination.
I think now they've got nuclear weapons that does not give any contamination whatsoever. We're talking about radiation here. I think we are talking about scalar weapons now. I think nuclear weapons is out for the count, even though it's still there. But I think we are dealing with direct energy weapons. I reckon that is scalar weapons, basically. I think it's so far. I mean, look at the world. I'm going to say this, the World Trade Center. I know I've moved away from being a conspiracy theorist. I understand that, but I still believe in conspiracies. And 9/11 is a peak example of where do those bloody towers go? Do you know what I mean? And you look into Dr. Judy Wood. I actually got a book here, immensely fascinating. You actually have a PhD, someone who knows what they're talking about in physics, writing a book, going through in detail. And that is providing evidence to support her case. And a bloody big book as well, I have to admit. Very, very detailed look. So I think now, in terms of weaponry, they don't need nuclear weapons. They don't need it. They got that scalar weapon technology, baby. Could be from satellites. It could be from many aspects, but especially from, it depends on what you think destroyed the World Trade Center. It could have been from a satellite. It could be from, would say a satellite from space. I don't believe that. I think it's more or less a satellite on the ground. Would you call those satellite? Yeah. Is that a satellite? One of those massive dishes. I can't think what they call now. Fucking names go right over my head. But I reckon some sort of scalar weapon is used now. I reckon. Because even Trump was saying the same thing. He was saying that the fact that we got these he didn't go into specifics what he was talking about, but some sort of advanced weapon that I reckon just pisses all over nuclear weapons, even though it could be a very destructive force. I understand that. But in terms of not giving off radiation, this is the other thing. Yeah, Nick, the US and UK cracked the fallout issue in nukes in the 1970s. I thought they did, mate. I swear to God, I saw a documentary on that. It's called Clear Nukes. Okay. This is, yeah, you are right, Moody. I'm pretty sure I saw a documentary years ago in terms of they were working on this technology and not giving any background radiation once a nuclear bomb was dropped. So they got that, you know what I mean? So, radio telescope. Yeah. Radio telescope. Is that one of those big satellite dishes? Do I call them satellite dishes? Yeah, that's what you call it. Yeah. I reckon those can produce. There's a person I'm not going to mention, something to do with orbs, who he did do a video on that sort of scalar weapons. And I have to admit, okay, fair enough. He did his research, but I don't want to mention them. Yeah, exactly. Look at 9/11. You have to look at 9/11. Hey, Spirit Kenny, look at 9/11, buddy. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? Nice to see you. But yeah, I would say definitely we're very on that one. We're on the same page when it comes to 9/11. There is something we all saw it. We all saw that weapon being used. It was silent. We know it was silent because the buildings just rumbled. If it was like, oh, it's full of explosions, I'm like, you understand that fucking would have rattled throughout Manhattan, bang, 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 to turn that building to dust. I'm rambling on a lot again, but yeah, in terms of scalar weapons, that's the new weaponry. Forget nuclear weapons.
Nanotech devices. This stuff was never even heard of.
Vaccine, nudge, nudge.
Of digital currency.
Again, David Icke talked about that in the early 90s, or I remember that very, very clearly. I think a lot of people have predated that as well. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. The ray gun. Yes, I've heard about that. Neutron bomb. Okay. And Reagan, Reagan's ray gun. Yeah, it was actually one of the articles in here, one of my UFO books actually talks about that. EMP weapons are far more than people think. For example, they can be turned into targets for human brain. Yeah, dude. I swear to God, I think it's like a video footage from, it's probably like the BBC years ago. And there was a guy sat in a chair. This is like 1980s. And he had something linked up. He's like, had his helmet on. He had these little prongs that would go not into his head, but basically on top of the skull. And he was either producing EMP waves, some sort of waveform frequency into his head, but actually produce pictures. And on the screen, you can see a car, a cow, the moon, or something like that. And they were pushing frequencies into this person's brain. It's a presenter's brain, and it was actually showing pictures. And it was just all to do with frequency. Fucking crazy, man. This is 1980s. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I was going back to the 5G aspect. I mean, yeah, it can produce cold-like symptoms, but could it also put the voice of God in your head? Project Bluebeam. We scaling up for that one, buddy. Yeah. Tesla ray gun, yeah, that's the one equation as well. Obviously, we're going to talk about HARP on that one. So I think the technology is way advanced. Way advanced. Oh, Stargate had nanobots in it. I haven't watched that in years, mate. Stargate kind of always reminds me of like the Iraq Stargate. I think I did it. Me and Hidden did a show on that. I think, yeah. But yeah, I tell you, let's just carry on. Let's finish off this. How long have we got? Okay, nearly an hour. Okay, that's cool.
And last but certainly not least, vaccination programs. I'm sorry, I got to chuckle because if I don't, I'll cry. Vaccination programs run by organizations like the World Health Organization for a global killer that has yet to emerge.
Oh, snap. Well, you're saying this is from 1997. You could say that's pretty much COVID, isn't it? When you look at it. Or is there something more to come, isn't it? Personally, myself, I think they can try again with COVID, not a new form of COVID, a new form of pandemic, I should say. People will not buy it, especially in England. Look, no one cannot stand the Labour Party. Keir Starmer, he's got such a bad reputation. If he forced a lockdown, the public are going to go, fuck you, buddy. Like, we're going to do what we want because they have no trust in the government. They can try, but they're going to fail miserably. Absolutely. Especially in England at the moment. Everyone's on a knife edge at the moment. And like I said, I'm not going to go into anything political, but the Labour Party has got extremely bad reputation at the moment. They do not give a fuck about the British public. I mean, England's fucked at the moment. It's so bad. Honestly, it gets worse by the day. So if they did try that shit again, no one would believe it. And the more and more people now I speak to, look, I speak to normal people. You call them normies. I don't like calling them that. They're just regular people who work 9 to 5, got families, but they're just not aware of what the stuff we talk about, which is fair. You know, they don't want to talk about it. That's absolutely fine. It's not that saying that they're ignorant. It's just they're not interested about it. But again, they have learned their lesson. I'd be surprised how many people that won't take the vaccine again. They won't even try it. Even if they tried it again, they won't go for it. They can, but they understand the the propaganda. I think Chillster, you were saying in terms of like the propaganda that was pushed at that time, extremely, it was off the charts. Even I saw that. I was like, hold on a minute, I'm a what? I'm going to kill grandma, but I just saw grandma the other day. You know what I mean? So what the fuck are you talking about? Absolute garbage that came out of that. Absolute garbage. So they can try, but it's not going to work. So I don't know, man. It might not be. I think that's it for the end of that video. I think. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's come out of that. So that was the video going through the key points that was going through the book called The Sovereign Individual that came out in 1997. Pretty much on point. I would agree with Dan, what you were saying earlier, mate, that the fact that, yeah, a lot of it was pretty much predictable. But you could say that swine flu, bird flu as well, even though it was very, very small, it was nothing like in terms of what happened during the pandemic, COVID pandemic. But I would say, yes, what he was saying pretty much was on the point, or what that book was saying was on point. But I don't know, man. I feel there is a step up level of insanity that's happening in 2026 where I'm not ruling anything out at this point. Even like some of the wacky shit, not the fake snow stuff and all that, but in terms of where things are going politically and all that, it seems like history is repeating itself. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in some direction of where some administration is going. It's like, can we just like it's like Trump with Greenland and all that. It's just like, why? Like, really? Why? Do you know, I saw a interview that Trump did with a British tabloid. It wasn't a tabloid, no, it was an actual proper interview. And I have to admit, what are they called? Not a presenter. The person that was the interviewer was basically saying, she was very, very nice. But Trump was saying about how England can make a lot of money out of oil. And he mentioned oil about 20 times. I'm going, okay, about oil. I understand that. Yeah, you got good oil there. You know, you can make a lot of money out of that. Yeah, I got that oil. Just like, all right, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But yeah, I feel like there's something, a ramp up to something that's going to be pretty much unpredictable. Is this scary times? Yeah, scary times. It's exciting times. But is this something to get worked up about? I try not to. I try not to these days. I think things will work out. I know it seems a little bit hectic at the moment. I understand that. I know people are on a knife edge. Depends if you're in America or England or anywhere else in Europe or around the world. Something's going on. But it's also, like I mentioned before, that this fucking vibration in the air. It's like it's everywhere. When everyone feels depressed, everyone's depressed at the bloody same time. Like I see that with boot camps. Oh, if we're tired today, it's like, yeah, I'm the same as well. And Jane would say the same, and Simon would say the same. It's like, yeah, I feel the same. Again, probably conspiracy brain going, but everyone feels fatigued and all that. It is interesting times, Nathan, I would have to say. But try not to get it boiled over. Like, we're not going to go for a World War III situation. Like Moody says, we're probably in it already. We say there, Moody, it's the best oil. No oil is better. Oh, really? In the years to come, they will have to say it's the best oil ever. Yeah. That's what Trump said. He said he got really good oil there. I'm like, I understand. He's a businessman. This is it. If you want to make billions for the country of England, and we've got oil reserves, fucking use it. Just use it. You know, it's a no-brainer. But again, Keir Starmer doesn't give a fuck about the British people. And I have said some. Now, when I look at it, I have said some really things that I would not say now on a podcast to do with a political. No, I'm not going there. But now I'll be like, oh, I just fucking say that now. I might get arrested if I said that. Find out on Thursday when I join Daily Conspiracy Podcast. Fun fact: when oil fields get drained after a few decades, the Orton fields, is that right? Oh, right. I've heard about that. Do you know what, Moody? When I was in school this is secondary school here, year 2000, 2006, I think, around that time period, my which teacher was it? He was the only teacher I would swear. I can't remember what his name was, but he said back in 2002, if I remember rightly, or 2001, that within 10 years, all the oil reserves will be drained. Well, we're like 20 odd years later and still nothing has changed. Oh, you misspelled it. No, that's fine, mate. I thought I did. I recognized I recognized the name, mate. I recognized it. But even he said the oil would run out within like 10 years, and we're now like 25 years ahead, and nothing's happened. You know what I mean? Oh, mate, don't get me started with the bloody TV license. Do you know what the BBC has crudely done? They teamed up with YouTube. So we don't pay for TV license because we don't watch the BBC. We don't watch any TV, live TV, so to speak. It's just like Amazon and Netflix. That's it, really. We don't even watch any BBC programs, not even ITV or Channel 4 or anything like that. But yeah, I think the BBC are extremely scarce because the people are moving away because the BBC hides pedophiles, and they've got backtrack record of that, and obviously misleading the public with fear and propaganda. People go, do you know what? We're not listening to you anymore. And they need that money. They need that money. So they teamed up with YouTube and then put the threatening letter through my post saying, because you watch YouTube, you now have to pay us. It's like, no. That's only if you're watching live TV. This is it. They're going to swindle their way, mate, with the TV license. Bastards. I blank refused to pay it. They actually sent us a £50 check in the post saying, oh, sorry you're leaving us. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. Fucking thanks for the £50 check. That was nice. Yeah, TV license. Would never pay it over my bloody dead body. This is it, Moody. Right. Okay. Look at history. It was same for both world wars. Lots of little wars winding up. Yeah, I guess so. The big one would be China and Russia and America and amongst other things. But it gets pushed a lot into the public in terms of newspaper. In fact, one of our neighbors, he gets they leave it outside, so I bring it through the post for him, and I just read. What does he get? The Independent or something like that, and it's just, oh, they love Keir Starmer. Oh, love him. He's doing a brilliant job. Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. I'm just like, fuck is this shit? Like a bunch of woke crap in there. It's just like through your post. So that guy's getting a bunch of misinformation. How Keir Starmer's doing a great job and he cares about the public. I'm like, no, you don't. No, we don't at all. Absolute fear propaganda. That's all it is. I like this episode. I'm rambling. I'm doing my usual, but I haven't done it in a while, actually. Talking about current events. And I might do that for like Tuesday's show. Do like Friday show for aliens and UFOs and all that sort of stuff. And just do like the weird shit, like the mystery stuff for Tuesdays. I think that'll be pretty good. So if you would like to see the book, you can buy it pretty cheaply, or I will stick it right in chat right now. It's 500 pages long, and you can go read it for yourself. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff that I've missed out, but the key points that we have gone through today, you can tick a lot off of what the bullet points that guy came across. I have to admit. Yeah. I can't see him lasting, mate. I can't see him lasting. You can imagine that Keir Starmer literally trying to pull off another pandemic. It'll be hilarious. He's going to fail so miserably. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. God, I tell you what, my fucking jaw is swollen. Am I slurring my words a little bit because I can't close my jaw properly? It feels like I've been punched in the mouth. God. Oh, yeah. Because you mentioned painkillers for teeth. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take an ibuprofen. Drugs, where are you? I should take some ibuprofen. It's like really swollen. Like I can't close my jaw properly. I should be right. Now I know how Bonnie Blue feels. Right, okay. So what we're going to talk about next. Conspiracy. Oh yeah, I did put on my notes here. It kind of feels like we are living in the world of the conspiracy theorist. And this is the phrase I'm going to bring up tomorrow. In fact, Lee did brought up on the Daily Conspiracy podcast, which I will be on tomorrow. Episode will be out on Friday. Go check that out there. Yeah, some people have said to me, oh, where's Ollie? Where's Lee? I'm like, well, don't worry. I was going to put some like really crude things, like again, like visiting glory holes around England or something like that. But no, you can go check them out on Spotify. They go not every day. They go 3 days a week. So I can talking all things conspiracy. Yes, conspiracy theories and all up-to-date stuff that's been going on around the world, anything political and stuff like that. So I shall be on that show tomorrow talking about that book, amongst other things as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's good when you get other people involved, especially with Lee, makes a great conversation. No offense, Ollie. Actually, I spoke to Ollie yesterday, saying how much a good job doing with Alien Addict. I said, look, mate, you got to pop on at some point as a guest. So I'm pretty sure he will at some point. I'm pretty sure he will. But yeah, in terms of we are living in the age of the conspiracy theorist, it depends on what news and information you're consuming. If you're watching the BBC and stuff like that, the mainstream, you're only going to get one certain scenario. I know that because I see my nan every couple of Wednesdays. She cooks me roast dinner and all that. Actually, seeing her tomorrow, and she would put on. I love The Chase. That's every time I see The Chase, it just reminds me and my nan watching The Chase, and Tommy Hooper as well. But she puts on the fucking news, and I'm just like, what the bloody hell is this? Like, there was one news report of a burst water main, and all the water was going over this house. And she's going, oh, Nick, look at that. Isn't that bloody terrible? Isn't that awful? Those poor people. I'm just like, fucking hell, no. Like, that house is worth over $1 million. They've got a car park in the house, like literally outside. I said, you've got a Ferrari in the background. I said, look, man, I'm pretty sure they can pay for a new roof. That's absolutely fine. But that was like the worst thing she saw all day was a burst water main going, and all the water was going over her house. Just like, who fucking cares? Like, see, she don't see the size that we see. I'm talking about the news, what we see on X, which is like even worse. Okay, it's the true accurate form, I would say, because you're seeing the worst of the worst. But my nan doesn't see that side. I think it would absolutely shock her if I told her what was really going on with people, wokeism and stuff like that. She'd be like, no. She's 89 for Christ's sake. She's born 1935. She was running away when the Germans were bombing her house and all that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's different time, man. It's different times. What's swollen? My jaw, mate. Oh yeah, why falls? How's it going, man? Yeah, sorry, I had my tooth removed yesterday. I had my wisdom tooth removed, and I'm at that stage now where it gets a bit swollen. So I'm gonna go take some drugs. When I say drugs, I mean ibuprofen. In fact, I haven't smoked anything in 2 days because they said you can't smoke because it might cause infection. Which the last thing I want was a fucking infection in my bloody gum. So yeah, I want to poke my tongue out. I shouldn't really do it, but yeah, my jaw, mate. All right, so just to clarify that. But are we living in a day of the conspiracy theorist? I could say so, yes, because of the implications that happened after COVID and the pandemic. It scared a lot of people. It's like, I don't trust the mainstream media anymore because of all the shit they poured. But where do people go? We're in that from that state of BBC brain, CNN brain, Sky News brain, what people call the sheeple out there. Suddenly 360 flip and they turn into, i.e., the conspiracy theorist, or look for conspiracy theories. We all got that conspiracy theory friend, isn't it? That always talks about anything alternative, and then they start to listen to what he has to say, or he or she, and then they will send that person. It could be with anything. What happened to the vaccines and what actually happened to people. That might be one stage, but then it snowballs into another thing. For instance, the trails in the sky, then another thing. And then you end up going down deep dives in certain aspects of subjects in the conspiracy realm. And next thing you know, you're full-blown conspiracy theorist, you know what I mean? And I just think, from my experience, I'm talking about from my experience, I think it can lead people down a very dark path. And I know that with a few people I personally know. Ever saw how's it going, man? Not saying it's about you. Don't worry. But I go to conferences back in the past where these are like conspiracy alternative conferences. It's great fun because you get to speak to like-minded people. It's not bad having the conversation. It's always good. But there are some people that take it way too seriously. It like consumes their life. Fucking ages you by 10 years. It will literally age you by 10 years because being in that frame of mind is... I mean, here's a typical example. The food is poison, which it is. The water is poison, which it is. The air we breathe is poison, which it is. Do you know what? Yeah, okay, it's all about fear. I understand that, but it's... I think people can go a bit overboard. It's like the preppers. You know what I mean by preppers? That they're saying that, the end of the world is coming very, very soon. So we need to prep ourselves for, the doom and gloom that is to come. I've been hearing that a long period of time. Those are the people that are most, I wouldn't say dangerous, but they've been indoctrinated to think that the end of the world is coming. It's definitely not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. But I think it can lead that person down a very dark path. Because like I said, once you start on one conspiracy, I'm not saying conspiracy theory, so to speak, but it would lead you down another pathway. A very, very dark path. And I've been down there. I know what it's like. It consumes you and it changes you as a person. I think sometimes it's good just to take a step back occasionally. That gets me fucking triggered now. All I get, Chillster, is chemtrails, fake snow, fog is toxic, and I'm going, fucking like, really? Like now snow is now fake all of a sudden? It's just like, I tell you what, do you know what I can do? I can do literally I tell you what, as a bit of fun, I was going to plan this to do on Friday show, but because I researched these topics, Facebook, YouTube, well, yes, Ray Clay would say question everything and trust no one. There's a very good quote that I normally say is by Richard D. Hall, and I think William Cooper said the same thing. Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Very, very good quote. But because Facebook knows what I like to look at, it keeps them showing me this. It's doing my flipping nutting. So multiple videos to go around of snow that ain't melting. What's really going on? And it's just like, so now snow is fake all of a sudden. It's getting thousands of people. Look, 5.1 thousand likes. So if you want, I can do an experiment right now, whether or not, if we compact snow and we put a lighter to it, would it actually melt, or would it create it would create basically like a soot effect. When I say soot, like it's black stuff that will appear on the actual ice itself, and obviously it won't melt. But I tell you what, fuck it, we'll do it for Friday show. We'll do it for Friday show because I got some not snow, but some ice from the freezer that I've got on a container, and I'm going to compact it. And I'm going to put a lighter to it to see whether or not it melts or actually goes black. This is it. It actually goes black. And that's all to do with the soot. So I'll do that Friday. I'm not going to do that today because we'll do that as an experiment. But I keep on seeing this over and over and over again. Fake snow. So we've had snow before, guys, and I was like, it's nothing new. But now all of a sudden it's snow. But they would say, oh yeah, but it's plastic. I'm like, yeah, but when the snow melts, there's no plastic there. So how do you explain that? It's like fucking plastic don't bloody disintegrate. Fake snow. Yeah, fake snow, mate. It's like, why? Why fake snow? What's the point of putting fake snow? Like, what's it supposed to do? Like literally, what's it supposed to do? Videos like ice ones are designed to make us dumber. Mate, tell me about it. Fucking hell. It's the stupidity level is off the chart. I tell you what, let's have a bit of fun. What are they called? Dowsing rods. Check this out. I'm gonna do an experiment right now. So check this out. This is a lovely lady called Rachel. I'm sure she is. I don't want to be nasty. And she uses, dowsing rods. She asks questions, and whether or not she gets a response indicates whether or not the dowsing rods will move. And it's also to do with Michael Jackson. Check this out.
Is Michael Jackson still alive? So yes. Michael Jackson still alive?
Okay, ready? Okay, now watch the dowsing rods.
So yes. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Well, guess what? I've also got dowsing rods. Should we do a little experiment? Fuck it, let's have a little experiment. So, flat Earth, fake snow. I honestly, when someone brings up flat Earth, I'm not saying you, Spirit Kenny, but there's sometimes people new that come in and they always mention about flat Earth because they want you to talk about it. It's like, no, I am not going there. I am not going there. But anyway, I have my dowsing rods. Let's put them on full screen so you can see. Where's full screen? There we go. Fantastic. So, yeah, dowels and rods. I am a firm believer of these amazing things. So this is someone's actually made these are copper rods, and it's got these handles here you can see. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask a question. For instance, whether or not Michael Jackson is alive, and amongst other things. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Oh, hold on. When's the last time I take drugs? I'm talking about ibuprofen. I'm going to take them now. Sorry. Okay. Swallow those tablets. Lovely. So let's ask. Okay, I'm going to keep them really still. Where's the camera? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, let's ask the gods whether or not. Okay, I'm going to keep this really still. Okay, really still. Okay, let's do it like that. All right. So I'm going to get this really straight, really straight for you. Okay. Okay. Is Michael Jackson still alive? Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay. What about this? Okay. I'm going to put this over here in a second. Okay, let's think about this. Think of a question, a really relevant question. Are the people retarded? Whoa. Look at that. Do you see that? Okay, start again. Let's do that again. Okay. Are the people retarded? Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you see that? Crossed over. What you just saw there was me faking it. All right. Let me show you how easy it is to move this. Okay. It's so easy. I can move my hand. I can ask a question. Is the moon fake and gay? See, I can make it. I can actually hit me in the face. I can actually make it move with just the slight subtle movements. See? It's easy to fake, okay? And no offense to this lovely woman right here. I'm sure she's lovely. But yeah, gonna be honest with you, it's so easy. Like, for instance, is James's dildo real? See, I faked it. See, you can't even see my hand move, but it's just like the slightest movement. You can make it turn, spin it like a helicopter, mate, like that. See? See what I mean? It's a learning curve, but I have used it in the past. It's easy to fake. It's so easy to fake. So look, Dowels and Rods has its. Look. I've had experiences where things have crossed over, and I made sure I've kept things really still. We did it in Glastonbury, where it was this beautiful garden they had in Glastonbury. I would definitely recommend it. I don't know what it's called, the Herbaceous Garden or something like that. And they had this absolutely ginormous, huge yew trees. I mean, the trunks were massive. They must have been there for like 500 years. And apparently there's water go underneath it. And apparently, obviously, Dowels and Rods are there to find water. And yes, they did cross over where it actually hit water point. But again, going back to the lovely lady right here in the video talking about Michael Jackson being alive, she can easily fake that. Do you see what I mean? So go be all a bit of a chuckle out of that. So, people retarded. I couldn't really think of anything else really, but yeah, Hidden says to me, you need to stop calling people gullible. I'm like, dude, we're 2026. Have you not seen ufology? I mean, James's dildo. I mean, I'm not talking about ufology in general, what we can do, but there's just a lot of dumb people. And I would agree with Moody, what he was saying about flat earth and fake snow and all that. It gets a bit, it's like, really? Like, really, that's your thought process? Always ask yourself why. Moody put this one here. If you did a video showing you shifting for gold, in fallen snow, and then put in a few gems of gold, a few grams of gold, you'll get millions of views. Yeah, this is it. The thing is, mate, I'm not a pretty woman with a set of tits. This is the problem. This is why people normally We'll get. Hey, Mark G, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Where was I going with that? I forgot. I forgot. It went. It was there and it went. Go back to that one. Yeah. In terms of where people get, especially the women, get a load of views. If you've got a pretty face and set of tits, trust me, you'll get thousands of views. I know that. I know that for a fact, mate. But I hope you're doing well, Mark G. Let's just go for here. Oh, mate, that is just fucking hell. There was one guy I watched. He does these live streams on Flat Earth. He's a non-flat earther, but he gets people to come onto his show and debate. And it's just the mindset of these people. But the thing is, they're extremely arrogant and rude and narcissistic and stubborn. And it's just like the same with chemtrail, hardcore chemtrail believers. It's like, when you ask for evidence, they say, "Oh, fucking do your own research." It's like, yeah, but this is Google we're talking about. It comes up with debunks. Like, you're saying that the spray in the skies, you should know about it. Tell me what information I need to look for, instead of just being a stubborn fucking asshole and going, "No, do your own research." It was a very common thing with this lady. This is why I stepped away from that movement, because it's just bloody stupid. And I tell you something now. Like, I uploaded a video on my YouTube, well, different YouTube channel. I love balloons, hot air balloons. I uploaded something the other day. Here it is. I'll bring this photograph. And as I was watching it, I was going, "Oh, I know that. This is 1987. What do you see in the sky there?" It's like, oh, right. Okay, it's happened before. It's nothing new. But again, it's going back to whether or not we're living in a age of the conspiracy theorists. I think, yes, we are. Absolutely, 100% we are. I think people have gone, there's like no rational thought. And this is what I mean, where certain topics where there is no science based. I mean, we're talking about flat earth here. Hey, Drumstick, how's it going, man? Sorry I missed you. Yeah, sorry, I hope you're doing well, mate. But yeah, I find like there's a lot of, I would say flat earthers and hardcore chemtrail believers, it's like a cult. It's like a religion. They have been indoctrinated to think a certain way, and they've become very anti-science. They just do not believe in science. I'm not doing any more chemtrail videos on my page now, because I am 95% sure that chemtrails is not a real thing. I'm at that point because I had so much shit and aggressiveness and narcissistic behavior and so much misinformation from this community, from pages that have got thousands of views that do not accept science, do not look at humidity, understand why these trails are formed. I just showed you a video, a screenshot from 1987 with trails in the sky. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, apparently they're supposed to be happening. What? So they're blocking out the sun for the past, 70 years? I'm not talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Forget about it. I'm not talking about it. I've moved away from that stuff because it's just, again, like you're saying here, Drumstick, it's like a cult, and flat earthers are just the same, like it. Gets me triggered. Gets me triggered. But yeah, there's just so much misinformation, a lot of BS, a lot of, like, the snow situation, burning snow, for Christ's sake. It's like, what bloody hell's going on, man? Like, everyone's just don't believe in science. Everyone's like anti-science. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, have I got anything else to talk about? Because I'm rambling now, aren't I? All right, okay. So yeah, toxic fog, all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because it's a bit like the flat earth sort of theory. But again, I think people need to be very careful what information they're consuming on social media. Don't believe in Barbara, who works in Tesco's, stacks shelves for the living, telling me that weather's been manipulated 24/7. The trails in the skies are there to poison us, but she couldn't fucking tell you how a cloud is formed or how weather works. I mean, I was like, oh, Barbara, you know what's going on. Tell me how a cloud is formed. Well, you're saying that weather's been manipulated 24/7, and all these clouds are now fake and gay. Oh, tell me how a cloud is formed. Oh, no, it's all fake. No, clouds have happened for billions of years. We know that because we've got photographic evidence for the past 250 years or thereof. So what's the difference between that then compared to what it is now? Can you please explain that to me? Oh, do your own research. And they get all funny with you. There we go. Typical example. So, right, I'm going to end it there, guys, because I'm rambling too much. Come to an hour and 20 minutes. I think that's enough for me. I think the missus wants to have a shower. So anyway, that's it. I hope it was a bit educational. In terms, well, I say educational. A a very interesting case of predictive programming that's been happening for the past God knows how many years. So going back to the topic of that book from 1997, the Soviet. Oh, what's it called again? Oh no, bring it up. Where are you to, you bastard? Yeah, there you go. The Sovereign Individual that came out in 1997 does predict a lot of stuff that's happened in the past 5 years, especially the pandemic realm and that sort of aspect. Yes, definitely. On the equation there of predictive programming has happened. And yes, otherwise known, yes, a clot shot. That's it. So yeah, go Joker, check it out, guys. I'll put one more time in description so you can go read it for yourself. But a lot of things that we talked about today has made a lot of sense. Yes, Mark Devlin, that's the next one, mate. Oh, I'll tell you what, Rotary, I'll do that for Tuesday's show because, yeah, I tell you what I'll do. I'll leave Tuesday's shows for stuff like this. So next week will be the Mark Devlin stuff. I'll do that, or to do with the music industry or the symbolism behind it. Might be a bit of a deep dive in that one because there's a lot of information that Mark Devlin has put out. In fact, Rotary, sorry. I think he's going to be in Glastonbury this year. So the people that don't know, there is a 3-day event in Glastonbury called the Glastonbury Symposium that happens every end of July. A number of speakers talk about alternative stuff, which I'm always happy to go to. I've always engaged with conversation, and I think Mark Devlin might be there. I think he might be there. 27 Club, yeah. Yeah, that's the people that the artist that all died at age of 27. Yeah, immensely fascinating. Hey, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, great stream. Well, thank you, mate. I do appreciate it. So come say goodbyes now, guys. So there will be no live stream with Hidden tomorrow. But it'll be next week. He's still got a bit of back problems. Is it sciatica or something like that? He's like nerve problems in his back, so he's in a bit of pain at the moment. So we'll be back for that next week, next Wednesday. But you can catch me on Friday at 9 o'clock on Alien Addicts as we look into history of ufology and stuff like that. Yeah, we could talk about like Mark Devlin and stuff like that, like a build up for Tuesday's show. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. John Strokes, thank you so much, buddy. Drumstick, Rodu Matrix, thanks for today's topic. It was very, very interesting. And yeah, you always post pretty much interesting stuff. 9/11 stuff, YouTube hates that sort of topic, so I think I have to skip that one for the moment. YY Falls, thanks, man. Ray Clay 2, Spirited Kenny, nice to see you, man. Chillster, Sophia, and I think that's everyone. YY Falls, did I say hello to you? I think I did, yeah. And Bob Lazar and Drumstick. Fantastic. Right, guys. And Ship Pop Pop. Awesome. Right, guys, that's it. Thursday, I'll be on I'm on the Daily Conspiracy podcast tomorrow, but that won't be uploaded until Thursday. But I'll let everyone know through the post and all that. So until next time, guys. No, I always say something beforehand. What I normally say. Oh, yeah. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. We'd much appreciated. And we shall see you on Friday for another live show. So until next time, me old cock and balls, they're watching you, watching us and watching them, and believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Nick, hit that intro music. Oh, Science Evidence Fringe, you're a bit late to the party, mate. Was you there earlier? I don't think I saw you. I do apologize if I didn't say hello. But guys, thank you so much. Happy 429. Oh, I can't wait to pick some stuff up tomorrow. Woo! Woo, yeah, I hope my tuff's all right. Well, I'll say my gum, going a bit gummy at the moment. But guys, thank you so much. I shall see you on Friday. Have a good one.